All right, there we go. So we're live. And I have with me, joining me in conversation, Philip Foster and Victoria Tomlinson.
Yeah, you got it.
Hello.
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 Ah,
I'm on my best behavior. I'm gonna get
right.
you to I'm gonna get you to do a formal introduction of what you do, or an informal introduction. But I'm on my best behavior because I have received coaching from you. And you're my friends. I love you dearly. But
Yes,
I'm going to be on my best vocal behavior.
absolutely. We're
Well, I'm
taking
taking
up
notes,
less.
darling. I'm taking notes. You'll be graded at the end and set homework.
Oh my God, no pressure. So, it's great to have you on. It really is.
Thank you for having us.
I feel very comfortable. You're welcome. I feel very comfortable, feel very at home with you guys because we've done a lot of engagement. We're going to talk about a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't think I'll do you justice. I've just pulled your website up, right? Actually, because I could do like an introduction, and I don't think it'll do what you do justice. So I want you to do it in your own words. But I've just pulled your website up just to give me a prompt. So your organization, you're called V Vibration, right?
Correct, yeah.
What is V Vibration?
So it's a method of voice mastery. So if you want to master your voice in all its capacity, not just how you use it conventionally for communication, that is a big part of it. But if you really, truly want to understand your voice, you come to V Vibration, the method for voice mastery. Be the master of this sacred instrument that is our voice.
Oh,
And
And and
there's more. There's more.
well, it's people understanding where their voice comes from, how they produce their voice, what effect their voice and their body have on each other. People seem to completely overlook the fact that their body is the instrument for their voice. They think it's a separate entity.
And
Uh,
that's why it's called V vibration,
yeah,
because our voice is a frequency, it's a vibration. And in this universal, fantastic place that we are, called the universe, which means one song, one verse, one voice, we are in vibration with everything, how we interact with every particle. So we are interacting fully at this moment, which goes into why you said you feel comfortable, because
yes.
we have worked very deeply in our interaction and frequency exchange, and that's where success in communication lies.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got the
completely.
tingles. I got the tingles. So,
Hey, you got the vibes, got the
so,
V vibrations.
so,
Nation, V vibrations are real.
so what it is. So what just came up for me then was anyone that's listening, if you're in a is unison the right word? They have the synergy like bands, like so I know that people that connect on a musical level, whether you're in a string quartet or just like a garage band, and it's like the dad band where you got the guy on the bass, the drums, and you got the guy on the guitar and the vocalist. There's that synergy. Not everyone has it, maybe, but there's that
No,
synergy. I mean,
that,
everyone has it, but it's whether you can dial into it, right?
wait, exactly. It's about darling. It's about understanding and knowing your own vibration, and when you're off, if you like, when
Mm,
you're off center. We always use it. Or I use an example. When you ring someone up, you know well, you know immediately how they are by the tone of their voice through the phone. And that's
yep.
not face to face. I mean, Philip will go, "What's the matter?" Immediately, or vice versa, immediately if someone's not well, they're down, they're high, very up in high
Yeah.
spirits.
Well, the first thing you would say, I don't like the tone of your voice. That's a
Mm,
phrase that we use all the
Yeah.
time, isn't it? I don't like the tone of your voice, or you feel unwell. So
mm,
it's in our everyday language, but very few people are of the experience that their voice can actually shape their reality. And it is truly part of your everyday life. And
yeah.
just before we move on, because we've left out something that isn't necessarily important, but I think is a great distinction. So my job in V Vibration, or my position, is that I'm an international voice coach, and Victoria is.
Body voice alignment. I work with bodies, movement patterning, how our bodies fit together, how your energy works through the body, everything physiological, if you like.
So in very simple terms, Philip is the audible voice, the actual sound of your voice.
And I'm the voice.
Body,
The voice.
the voice of the body.
So using an analogy of, let's say, guitar, if that's right, or piano, because I think we've talked about this before. I think you've actually used it, right? So please
Piano,
forgive
yeah.
me. Do the piano analogy, Philip.
Okay, so it's very, very simple. So there are two beautiful pianos. So I am a pianist. I'm a professional pianist as well as a voice coach.
You're amazing. You're an incredible talent. I'm so amazed by how good you are.
Thank you. I'll take that. Yeah,
Take it.
yeah. It's just something I do. It's just something I was born to do, my destiny. But we'll talk about that. That's something I'd like to talk about later on. Yeah. So we have the beautiful Steinway piano or a Bechstein. So either or. Okay, they're my favorite. Beautiful concert grand, which is the full size concert grand piano. And the reason why it's full size is because the strings are longer. The longer the strings, the more resonant and vibration, more frequency you have. Yeah. So it's at its best. It is made from the best wood, from the best metal. It's at the best tension. It is put together by the best craftsmen over years and years and years of experience to make this the most highly tuned instrument. So let's just visualize that beautiful black polished, no fingerprints. That really pees me off when I sit it and I think, why have they not polished their fingerprints?
It's an injustice. It's got to be polished. Yeah, no, I agree.
That gives you an insight.
You've got to be able to see your face in it.
Insight to my mind and my training and what I believe voice is. It's very clean, it's very precise. This isn't a woo-woo subject. It's a very, very physical, as well as scientific, as well as spiritual and everything. But, it's not woo-woo.
Yeah.
There we go. So there we are. We're with the Steinway piano, right? We can all look at the piano, right? Victoria could sit at that piano. Sorry, Victoria, I'm using this as an example. And that beautiful, highly tuned, the best instrument will not sound great because Victoria does not have the technique of playing. She cannot breathe into the body, put the muscles and the emotional space from her body in every system, which I can because I have technique, I have experience, I have practice over years and years and years. Suddenly, the same instrument can either be poor or good.
Yeah.
Right? Or excellent or amazing.
Yes.
What I'm saying about this is that we are Steinway pianos. Every person in the world is a Steinway piano, but we don't know how to play our instrument, right? Voice work is not just for the business leader. It's not just for the star on stage. It is for everyone who wants to fulfill their, what's the word? Not their capacity. To the fullest capacity,
full potential,
love and total expression.
Yeah.
I finish my statement.
I can, however, play the violin.
Victoria. So my journey with piano, and it's interesting because mine's a very solo experience, which reflects my life. I've lived a very solo, isolated life, more so.
And I played
mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
Whereas you play in an orchestra.
Well, I did.
Yeah,
I did when I played the violin.
And let me just give you a CV. This is not just an orchestra. This is not some ropey old orchestra. Can we have the full?
No, I played in the Surrey Youth Orchestra. Um,
And where did you play?
at the Royal Albert Hall,
I
darling.
was going to say, it's got to be the.
And what did you play?
The violin.
Yes. And what pieces?
Land of Hope and Glory. At the last night of the junior proms, it was amazing.
And didn't you play the planets?
Yeah, planets, Holst the planets, lots of stuff. Shostakovich,
Amazing.
Krinsky, all sorts.
Victoria, I need to get some lessons from you. You can see the violin behind me, right?
Well, darling, I have to tell you that I didn't carry it on like Philip did with the piano, because when we ended up when I went to drama college or musical theatre, we studied, which is where Philip and I met.
Yeah.
In the end, I kept the violin up for quite some time, and I was due to join the National Youth Orchestra, but I could not maintain all of it.
Right, now I'm going to tell you the truth, okay?
Oh,
So a little bit after we met, right, and we were working, so we're probably in sort of late 20s. We met when we were 18 at drama school, the arts educational schools. But anyway, we just jumped forward. And I said, Victoria, can you bring your violin?
He's gonna be wicked
And
now.
I've written this amazing jazz violin and piano duet. Would you come and play it?
That's probably how I play.
Why did you give up playing the violin? And what was her response? It wasn't what she just said. I wanted to grow my nails.
Oh my God. And how was
I
that?
wanted to grow my nails, was Victoria's response. That's the truth. There we go. Over to you, Victoria.
So Victoria, shows your nails. How did that work out? Let's have a look.
Well, not actually that great, because they're not that good, really.
They look
I mean,
right.
they're
They
painted,
look right.
but they're not
look
that
right.
long.
Oh.
Is David, do you know, it's like Philip said, you see, I was very good at the violin, but I didn't have the passion for it I had for singing and dancing and performing and acting.
So can I just say, right, that what you just said, you said I didn't have the passion for it. Do you think, I just want to sort of link that in, that you didn't have the passion for continuing that. Do you feel, what makes the difference between, do you think it's the passion, like what we're talking about, and what you now provide for people and what you've done a brilliant introduction to what you do. I think if no one's clear on what it is, we'll go more into it. But I think, do you feel like, do we need passion to, what you said, Philip, to get our full potential? Do you feel like it's an investment that we really need to feel connected to? Because it appears to me that not everyone feels passionate about wanting to have that sort of self-expression. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Passion is one of my favorite words.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me, who's ever been coached with me, will tell you what's Philip's word he uses is passion, because passion is a creative energy. It's a frequency. It's a vibration. It is the source of expression, and that is music, because that's sound. We have to make this distinction that everything that vibrates is sound. Therefore, passion is a vibration of energy, and that creates sound, whether it's through our voice or whether it's through the instrument of the violin. She really does play brilliantly, by the way. I
have no doubt.
Jokes.
No, I did, but I don't now. I don't touch it.
So it's that. So the point is that is related to what we talked about, being your fullest capacity. If you're not engaged in your passion, something has dampened it. Something is stopping it. So just like that piano, I could sit and play that piano beautifully, right? That grand piano, right? I have so much passion to play, not for myself, right? To touch that audience, so they get what I truly want to say and express. If Victoria put her hands on the strings, my passion is no good. It doesn't work. The piano doesn't work. She's just dampened the strings. Right?
Yeah.
We dampen ourselves mainly.
Or we allow other people to dampen it.
Yeah.
So
Even that is from ourselves.
Yeah, because we're allowing it.
Dampen ourselves.
Yeah.
Or we have been dampened from childhood, which we can go into. It's a big expression of ours, because that's,
Yeah.
I
like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I would use the term, there's so many different There's so many different variables of what you're saying. I really like the fact that this is why, I wanted to get you guys on, because it's so much more than what, we can possibly imagine is available to us. It's quite linear. Some of the stuff that's available to people, it's quite linear, I feel. And it's so much more than that. It's so much more. That's why, my journey, I've explored, you know, I've been curious, I want to know more. I've got that passion that you describe. I've got that. I think you know that about me, to
Mm.
know more, to learn. That's why I wanted to work and engage with you. When I first met you guys, um, I can't remember the exact conversation, but when I first met you guys, um, and you was doing that, you were working in what would you call it? It's like a workshop. What would you call it? What you was doing? You still do those?
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
deliver master classes, we would say. We on our website, we talk about master classes. So we're actually, taking a group of people through a masterclass experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't there. I was with someone who was attending it, and I accompanied them, and I ended up, inadvertently being in your masterclass, and I
Yeah.
absolutely bloody loved it. I was just like, I'm sold. Like, and I approached you afterwards and said,
Yeah.
I think people need to know more. Like, I felt personally compelled to literally say, look, the people that I know in my world need to know about this.
Yeah.
And I've done all I can. I've endeavored to be an advocate for you guys, in that
Yes,
way.
indeed you
And
have.
and this is just an extension of that by having you on. So I really want to capture all we can in the time that we've got, to really, for anyone that finds these conversations, so they can, we'll put all the links into you, so you've got your full profile in the description, so people can do their own, be curious and do their own investigation and explore. And I really urge people to really look into what is on offer here, because it's so significant. And I know I'm biased because I've engaged in what you do and I'm passionate about it, but it's so much more than what we're being told and what's on offer. And what you are saying is, to me, like, is source. It's like the
Yes.
fundamental essence of, like, what you were saying, for all of us.
Yeah, because people in general, I'm generalizing, people in general don't realize their capabilities on every level,
Mm,
how they can tap into their capabilities energetically, emotionally,
yeah,
uh, mentally, physically, spiritually. I mean,
yeah,
obviously vocally, because all that comes together to produce the voice that
yeah.
is every part of who you are. As you know, my favorite word is whole. Holistic with a W.
Wholesome,
Because
wholesome.
we're looking at working with a person, a body as a
Yeah,
whole, not just taking one part of it.
yeah.
Most vocal work we have found out there is based entirely on the voice box, really.
Breath work as well.
Yeah, I mean, breath work is out. Everybody includes breath work with voice, but what doesn't happen is that it is they show how much your voice is produced by your instrument, as Philip's just explained, by
Mm.
every system of your body.
Yeah. Can I give you a little prompt, right? Not that you need one, but something's come up for me. I feel like I
Yeah.
need to share it, right? So it can maybe present something for us to talk about, just quickly, right? So vocal box, right? Now, I don't know if you recall, I'm sure you will. I had, for my own story, there's a lot of feeling of inadequacy. You touched on it earlier, Philip, about, the things that happen to us when we're younger can dampen our experience, right? Um, so for me, my dampeners were, there's lots of things, lots of elements.
Yeah.
Am I a victim of that? Well, yes, I was. When I was in my formative years, I felt like I was a victim. I had no power. But what I've come to learn is that, perhaps they didn't happen to me, they've happened for me. They're,
Can you repeat that? You didn't have what?
They didn't happen
No,
to.
just
what did
say, David.
I can't remember. I was just totally in flow
I
talking.
I do.
I
They
don't
didn't
know.
happen to you, they happened for you,
So I was
is
talking to
what you
someone just
said.
recently about that, and it's kind of like they said it in a different way, but that was their words they said it with, and I've just sort of paraphrased what they were saying because the way I interpret what I'm saying is I used to think I was a victim and it was an inconvenience, the dampeners that happened to me, right? Early life. Um, but I translate them now into their gifts, their opportunities for growth, right? So my point is that because of those dampeners, I lost my voice. I didn't have the ability or the confidence or the empowerment of expression to say, I need this. I feel this is happening to me. Help me. It's that sort of disconnect from a sense of using my piano to make a beautiful sound or a sad sound because it's
Yeah.
subjective. Everything, that a full range of expression is all relevant and it's all beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every single
Because
bit.
someone, yeah, because David, someone either took you away from the piano store, they didn't let you in the same room as the piano, or when you're at that piano store, they tied your hands behind your back.
God, yeah, that's a powerful
They
state.
bound you.
Yeah,
They wounded you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so what that is someone else's dampening, taking power over someone else to allow them not to express. And that's how it is. I mean, we're opening a huge can of worms because this is,
Mhm.
you know, but that is what it is. That's what
Yeah.
you're describing. So I just want to on this exploration of what that dampening is. You're right.
Mm.
So if you ask me to grade, we'll give you some words. What is the top emotion, happening, event, whatever you want to call it in life to take away your voice? Shame.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So shame will tie your hands up, will stop you playing the piano. It will remove you from the store. It will take you out that you don't even know there's a piano there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And but you are a piano.
Mm.
You have to remember you are, so no one can take you away. It's just really muted and it becomes silent. You forget how to play. When we are born, the first thing you do is take an intake of breath and you declare your sound to the universe. You go, you make these amazing sounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You are in complete freedom of expression, right?
Yeah.
No one has told you to shut up. No one's told you to be quiet. No one's given you a language system because you don't have a language system of restriction. Our language system, we talk about this later, is a huge dampener,
Yeah.
can be
Yeah.
used, yeah, carelessly or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and our natural technique is perfect. You never tell a baby, oh, could you cry a little bit more? Or your voice is tired. No, they have the perfect voice technique. This is the way we're designed to create sound. If you don't create sound at that moment, you don't join the frequency of this reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this, man. It's poetic to me, right? And the shame part, right? I think I said inadequacy, but that was interlinked. The inadequacy caused my shame. My shame caused inadequacy, a sense of inadequacy. When I first when I first entered, I always say Act One, Act Two, Act Three. Act One is formative years of, you know, being unskillful and maybe a little bit unconscious or greatly unconscious. Act Two is me finding a new way, learning, studying, becoming open and willing, and opening up to um, transforming and giving that a go. And Act Three is just embodying it, coming into my power and coming into, my my full range. I'm at the piano. Act 3, I'm at the piano.
You're in
Right?
there, but hold
Uh,
on.
oh yeah.
Great.
Oh
Beautiful
yeah.
applause.
Oh yeah.
We're standing up.
I've got the spotlight on me. I've got dancers on stage with me as well, man. We've got cabaret. We got cabaret.
What are you playing?
But for me, like when I started to do the Act 2 stuff, I started to be curious. I started to do different modalities, and I feel like every single one of them has helped me. I've taken what I needed and left the rest, as they say. But I remember when I first did a consultation with a therapist, and he identified straight away that he was suggesting that shame was coming from a place of my throat area, and that I didn't have a voice. He picked up on that, and
But it's
when I
not coming from your throat. That's the point,
go on, explain.
right? Because the piano can't play itself, right? So your instrument, and this is what we have to, right? There are three beings here, right? We have
Hmm.
the piano, which
Yep.
is our instrument, the body. Yeah. It's full of lots of things. It's full of a lot of possibility. Right? Then you have the player, right? So someone plays that instrument, right? But there's something else, because for me, I'm a conduit.
Mm.
So therefore, the piano is part of it. This is, I've just suddenly thought about it. Oh my goodness, this is like the Holy Trinity, the
This is great.
three. And they can only work when they're in oneness, which is the universe, the universe, unity.
Yes.
They can only work fully when we're in one. So you take one of those things out of equation. For me, the most important equation for dampening is if you haven't opened the spiritual channel, because
Mm.
then we're working in only our body that's trying to play, and we become in self. And that is big. I'm very experienced in being self. Oh my goodness. Oh, the pain. Oh, the
Yeah.
pain. All right. But, that's how we are taught in this society.
Mhm.
And anyway, la, 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 la. Let's stay on this thing. So three parts of something are very, very important.
Yeah.
I don't know where I am with that. Have I
No, no,
gone
no,
conversation?
no, Philip, not at all. So I love what we're doing because with a lot of what I do, I'm the first to sort of throw myself under the bus and say, this is where I struggle and this is where I've struggled. And I like to use myself as an example with people like yourselves because I really want to illuminate how you guys have not just only helped me, but you help countless other people. And I use the therapy thing because um, it has a place and it's great and I've got a lot from it, but there's more for me. There's always more. And I feel like if I was just to settle for what I'm getting with one thing, I'm not just saying it has to be therapy, it could be anything. There's more. And I feel like when I found you guys, there was something in me that tapped into what you was doing that I was already starting to be curious about and doing in a different way because I was learning to sort of be with myself more with like meditation. I knew stillness. I was connecting to my creativity. So I had a lot of I was dialed in to self-expression. I was already tuning in, right? And in connecting to what you guys were doing, I was like, oh my God, like this is going to take it up a level to a higher level. And that's why I just knew that what you were doing, it wasn't just to share what you represent to other people who I work with, because I feel like everyone could value what you're talking about because it's not just about finding one thing, or maybe for some people it is, but I feel like there's always more. And what you offer is like the icing on the cake. You've really tuned me in. You've really helped
Well,
me
the thing is
reach
that
level.
because we do work bespoke with people, so we will work with people to their wants and needs and
Mhm.
requirements. But also, each individual person you have to work with slightly differently. So that's something we have to feel.
Mm.
Because everybody, from my point of view, from the physical, cerebral side, people do not think in the same way. Some people look at things, they visualize things. Some people have to have it explained to them. Some people have to look at it in a mechanical sense.
Mm.
So, whatever we're doing has to be, is always honed to the people or the person in front of us.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it makes sense, and if you like, you know, I keep hearing the word neurodiverse a lot. So we're living in like this. So I've heard someone say before, it's like we have this Pandora's box and everything was in it, and now everything's out of it. So now it's out, you can't really put it back in, and there's a whole range of huge, huge, diverse range of neurodiversity that appears to be out there. That, you know, there's someone that's got, you know, sees the world like this. There's someone that experiences the world like this.
Yeah.
So I feel like what I've identified in what you do is I'm in that, you know, I'm part of that range. You know, I sit there somewhere on that
Mm.
diversity. And if it can work for me, it can work for other people. And I feel like what you do is like you fine tune all the different instruments.
Yes, absolutely. Because what you said about your therapist saying they could hear the shame in your voice.
Yeah,
That's all part of the systems, of the body. So although it might come through the voice, it isn't the voice that's wrong.
yeah,
It's the whole, the instrument that's playing.
yeah. So it's like the
And for me, I've had Philip will tell you, time and again over the years, I've had terrible problems with my throat
mm,
because, which was terrible for me towards the end of my professional career in theatre, because emotion would take my voice.
mm,
So I couldn't sing.
yeah.
I
I
couldn't
identify.
sing because it would lock up my vocal cords.
Yeah.
And if physiologically I have problems, which I can do, endocrine problems, that will take my voice
So the
because of acid
emotion.
reflux and all sorts. So there's so many levels to look at this on.
Yeah.
How
So
how that instrument is played and how healthy it is.
But it's
yeah.
interesting you talk about acid reflux. So people immediately think, oh, well, that's the food doing that. But it's not. It's about knowledge of you knowing what you need to make yourself feel great and fantastic as that honed Steinway, isn't it?
And what my particular endocrine system needs, which is
Yeah.
unfortunately cutting out quite a few food groups. That's me. That's peculiar to me.
But
Yeah.
that
You're
isn't
different.
unfortunate if it makes you feel
No,
fantastic. Because the
absolutely.
dampening can be eating stuff that we know is bad for us, like anything else in society. We
Yeah.
just hone in that
Yeah.
we want to change how we feel, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
could I just pick up on this thing about therapy? And you said,
Yeah. Of course. Of
I,
course.
went into therapy, you said, and
Mm.
that was a single thing. You're not poo-pooing it, but that you knew there was more.
Yeah.
And our journey, so to be clear, we both trained as musical theatre artists, which is singing, acting, and dance. And we had a profession. We went into the profession in the West End and and threw ourselves around in shows and all that sort of stuff. A lot of jazz hands, a lot of smiling, and a lot of singing. And it was great fun. It was lovely, lovely, lovely. And we worked a lot together up and down the country.
Yeah.
We were very lucky.
And internationally.
And internationally, yeah. But so then I took on my career, which was to train musical theatre artists. That's what I did. Yes, I did occasionally go into the pop world or whatever, but essentially it was musical theatre artist. And very experienced in it, made a lot of people extremely successful, great, fantastic, wonderful. But what you're doing there is everyone is trying to fit the voice into a certain realm, if you like, into a certain space. And it's got more and more like this. So with the long running shows, so a long running show used to be something like a chorus line. It beat records on Broadway, 2 years. Now we're talking 30 years, 35.
Yeah.
So people are being trained to sound like that show to get a job. Can you feel how restrictive that is? So, David, you're not allowed to be your type of therapist. You have to be this type. Come on. You're going to do 3 years training at this. No, no, no. You can't have a voice with vibrato. No, you can't have that character. You can't have you. You've got to be like this. Oh, really, really, really? Oh, that means I'm untalented.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Right?
powerful.
Oh, I don't fit into the box.
Yeah.
I'm not very good. My forte is I believe in people. And because I believe that when people go through these college systems, I used to be head of musical theatre at the Cambridge Performing Arts. I was head of singing at London Studio Centre in town, produce fantastic people. But very easy to say, oh, that person's not what's required. And that, no, I want that person. I want the person who can't speak. I want the person who's having trouble to express, because I know that that life has something to say. That person has the essence, that passion,
Oh man, honestly, uh, I'm tingling because
Hey, the mind.
no,
Carrying
I-
on,
I-
but carrying that on, I went into musical theatre school to teach physically. I was teaching Pilates and movement patterning.
yeah,
And amazingly, the same thing as Philip's saying, because as dancer nowadays, they have Pilates in most established. Well, I think it's part of they have to for Ofsted. They have Pilates in all established schools. They have to have, because it's the precursor to dance, because it's looking at the musculoskeletal system and aligning it properly so it works more effectively. But when it wasn't something that was such a high prerequisite when I was teaching at Lane Theatre Arts, I did it there for 9-10 years, and I think it's got more established now. But the people I was teaching outside of that dance school were probably far better at it than the dancers, because their bodies, again, were honed into a certain
yeah,
pattern. They didn't have the precursor and the real underlying basics. I'd have been Philip and I would have been far better dancers.
I wouldn't.
No, you would.
I wasn't a good dancer.
I would have been, had I had Pilates when I was training, because it goes down to the basics of the body and really learning how it fits together. So that you understand, what's moving what, and then it all works together as a whole, not bits of
yeah,
it.
yeah, it
Thank
makes
you for
sense.
the compliment that I would have been a good dancer.
Never too late,
It would have been
Philip.
better. Well, he made the second generation,
I
so it couldn't have
did.
been that bad.
Never say never. It's never too late,
Actually, the truth is, David,
True.
I'd never danced a
No.
step before I went to Arts Ed. Okay, so Arts Ed is a dance-based musical theatre school, and in those days there weren't that many training places. Okay, it was very, very minimal.
Yeah.
And I turned up for my audition, and I did my first ever ballet
Oh,
class without ever having done it. And I thought, oh my goodness, why are they speaking French? Why are they speaking French? I had completely no experience in anything.
yeah, yeah.
I threw myself around this class, and the principal, Miss Jack, who was very
Oh, goodness me.
she ruled.
Yeah.
And amazing, and they were all sort of spindly, very, older ballet people.
Yeah.
And one glance and you're terrified, just went to stone. But she called me over and she said, it's obvious that you've never danced, you've never done anything. I said, no, I've never. Thank you for staying with it, just being with it, and you never gave up.
Mm,
And then I said, well, I do play the piano and I sing. That's my thing. And I did, and I got in and all that, the rest is history. But the point is, I had to learn to dance from that point. And I became a professional dancer very quickly because I worked really hard at it. I am very disciplined, and that's because I play the piano. Classical piano gives you the discipline to, like the violin, to play, and that's why we're good. And that's what's really important about voice. And you have to practice and be
Yes.
disciplined.
And that
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
all levels of voice, which means
Yeah.
all of your
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
Do you think it's
all the elements of
possible?
your body.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible? You know, we was talking about passion earlier, and I was asking. I think, you know, do we require passion to be dedicated to something? And it's the same with what we're talking about now. Do you feel the discipline? Do we need passion to have discipline? Does that
Can I
make
answer this?
sense?
Yeah, go on.
Right.
I've got something to say as well. Go on.
No,
No, and I
I-
would say the same.
because
Uh,
I never learnt to play the piano, right?
Okay.
I could play. And that's a very interesting thing. I remember the first moment. I was 4 years of age. I went to Timothy de Keyser's birthday party. The French doors were at the end, and everyone was playing on the playground. And there was this black object against the wall. And I have it on good authority. And I have this feeling. I remember this feeling. I opened the thing and I played. Very simple, but I made sense. I was like, my goodness. Right. I could play the piano before I had lessons. It was just in me.
Yeah.
I think you can't have passion without purpose.
Mm.
I know my purpose in life. I always have known it. I've ignored it and I doubt it, but I've known it. I know what my purpose is. I'm very, very fortunate. And I think when you have purpose, passion, it was never difficult for me to sit at the piano. I didn't have to practice that much anyway, because that's quite good.
Ah,
I
natural.
could probably been better. But no, but what I'm saying is I think it's about purpose. I've always known my purpose. I think this probably is very different for everyone.
Yes, but I do think I think with practice, like we're always saying, it is our absolute watchword. People think that they can come for a session once a week. You could apply that to anything, Dave. Learning to play guitar, learning to
Yeah.
play piano, learning to dance, Pilates, yoga, anything. If you think that you can do it once a week and change your life, well, it isn't going to happen.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
You are
It's
not going to become a tennis player at Wimbledon by practicing 1 day a week, are you?
No.
And
No.
and that's where we have to be. There has to be. Philip is right. There has to be discipline and practice.
But within
Re-
that, there's also a gift. And I believe everyone has a gift. And
Yes,
everyone, if you say to me, can everyone sing? Yes. Can everyone speak? Yes. Of course, everyone. They just haven't found that gift in them.
Yeah.
Right. And that can be from expectation, family upbringing, societal,
Yeah.
opportunity. But everyone has the gift. We can't all be the tennis player or the pianist, but we all have our gift
Yeah.
and we all have a purpose.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have that purpose because it's driven me with perseverance. You need
Yeah,
that
yeah.
perseverance.
Persistence.
Yes.
It all come
It's all
together.
got
That's
to come
all
together.
the same.
Yeah. I like this. I like this. So, what's coming up for me, excuse me, what's coming up for me is um going back to what you using the word dampening, you know, the dampeners that we experience in life. Do you feel, I mean, anyone listening, you know, maybe it's something to reflect on. Do we or do I struggle to believe in my gift, even if I know what it is, because there's a dampening effect that's happened, which um, enables me to believe that I'm not worth it, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Makes sense?
Unworthy.
More often than not, that dampening comes from ourselves, though.
Yeah.
Because as Philip said, we don't believe and don't apply all the things we've talked about.
Yeah. Because there's a level of self-belief that I believe is required to really
Yes.
truly step into it and
I don't
be it.
think this is a general thing. I don't, because this is a multifaceted
Mm,
um conversation from my own experience, and I can only talk from my own
Yeah.
experience. I know nothing about anyone else's experience.
Mm.
Only my experience is that I was born worthy. I was born into the light. I was born free. Someone handed me a cloak of shame. And
Mm.
that cloak I wore, sometimes with pride, sometimes with anguish, mostly with anguish, mostly actually invisibly. I didn't even know I had it.
Mm.
And eventually, and this is where my work has taken me to, I took that cloak of shame off and handed it back to the rightful owner. You know, so that to me, that was my dampening. So
Yeah.
was that me? Was that the person? Was that society? Yes, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's our language system, our mind, how we think. It's every facet of living in this universe, in this reality, in this frequency, this time that caused the dampening.
Mm.
As I've got over, I've educated myself, been disciplined, put bloody lots of work in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, I know how to work,
Yeah.
right? Knowing the wound and really getting to know and understand it and getting to not understand it.
Mm.
Most of my ability to take that cloak off is knowing who I am not so that I can know who I am.
Mm. Wow.
And that's a really bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, you know, as you go through life and you find your power, because there is a moment, of course, that you find your stop, you know, going, okay, maybe this cloak of shame I can get rid of. How do I put it down?
Yeah.
I knew I could put it down because I knew my purpose.
Mm. Yeah.
And as I said, I doubt it because that's my thought system. My thought
Yeah.
system is very strong. It will create havoc in my life
Yeah.
if I don't work and discipline at my thought
Yeah.
system and therefore my language system. But yeah, no, it's a very that's from my experience, but everyone's experience is different.
Yeah,
You know?
well, it's all down to each individual's life story, isn't it?
There we go.
Everybody's life story and social parameters, cultural parameters are all different.
Which
Yeah.
is why we are always advocating. We don't run videos and say you can train your voice this way because it doesn't work. You can't do it because it doesn't work. Someone is taking your money. Stop it,
Yes.
stop it, stop it.
Yes.
You need to have personalized coaching,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
personalized voice of the body coach, Victoria, a personalized experience voice coach, Philip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find your people who are not
Yeah.
going to take your money, but say, we're going to coach you. You're individual, tailor-made.
Mm.
Yeah, we're human beings.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
travel a different path
yeah.
on the same frequency.
I've really,
Oh my
really.
gosh, I've just preached.
No, 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 no. You haven't, right? Now,
It's my passion.
what I just received, what I just heard, what I interpreted, it totally, it's truth, right? That's how I hear it. Okay, and whatever anyone how they interpret it, whatever, that's for them to interpret. But what I heard was truth, and it makes sense to me. I resonate with it. um, your experience, we've all got different stories, but what your story was, what you shared, and I thank you for sharing it. You know what you just shared, your experience of that, um, in a similar way. You know, it's not too dissimilar to mine, but our stories are completely different. You know, I connect to it. I connect to what you say. It makes sense to me, and thank you for sharing that because it's really real. And this is why I'm a huge advocate for the sort of work you do. And we're not alone because I feel that I work in a similar way. We do different, things, what we do, but we work in a similar way because we're coming from a intuitive um, personalized space. It's not like um, it's just very interpersonal, and I really believe in that. Every time I engage with people, that's where I'm coming from. And if I need to receive something for my own journey, that's what I'm looking for. And that's why I connect to you too. So that's why I believe you are so potent at what you do. It's why it works. And I've bear witness to that because, you know, I met you, I saw the potential, and I lent into it, and I started to, I'm very blessed that you are part of my journey, and I've
Thank
got
you.
I've got a lot from it. I've taken the confidence from what we did. I was just about to record. In the end, it was a 13-hour audiobook, 13 hours, and I'm now sort
Many
of hosting.
congratulations.
Yeah,
It's
And
a lot of perseverance and
I know.
strength to get it out there. Well
And
done.
absolutely.
and rewind a few years ago, I can even ask for help. So,
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, David?
mm, go on.
Why did you write the book?
I felt compelled to. I felt it was a passion. It was a passion project. I felt it was meant proceeding when I actually sat and started to work on it. I sat in a library many years ago with a memory stick when we used to have the old USB memory sticks, dinosaur age.
Yeah.
And I plugged it into the library computer and I wrote a little short piece. And it was about a story that once played out in my childhood, which is in my book. And I used it for my book, but there was something that was meant to. It was almost like it was already written.
I was just going to say, was it predestined?
Yeah, I feel it was. Yeah.
Because I have something over there that I want to read to you about being predestined,
I'd
which is
love.
really
I'd,
fun.
I'd love.
Oh, that's a really dumb.
I would love.
We don't have to do that now. We can do it
No,
later.
no. Let's do it. Get it. Yeah. Go
Okay.
for it. Do it.
So I have recently been confirmed back into the Christian church,
Lovely.
which
Beautiful.
is a huge personal journey for me, like
Mm.
amazing. All right. And at my confirmation, I was confirmed, very, very fortunate and honored. I was humbled, is the word. I was confirmed by the Bishop Andrew Watson of Guildford Cathedral.
Wow.
And it was, well, you were there. It was very, very powerful. And he asked me to read the Ephesians 1, chapter 1, which is 3 to 14. And I am studying the Bible at the moment. Really, I'm very disciplined. And it's funny. A lot of people say that their next question is, "Oh, I didn't know you were religious." I went, "Oh, that's a really funny question." I'm studying. I'm studying. I don't know what I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Put me into this lump of something so that you can say I'm different to you, or I'm over there and I'm over here. It's not that.
Words sometimes they can be very
Words are
powerful. They're
words.
powerful, but they're getting away sometimes.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Um. Anyway, I just need to find it.
Okay.
Just go over, Victoria, just while I find this bit.
Oh, what should we talk about, Dave, while he goes through his script?
Oh, yeah.
His
You got it.
script.
No,
Listen to me now. That's a
got it.
throwback.
Yeah. So it says, so blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, right, who has blessed us in Christ with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places, just as he chose us in Christ before the foundation of the world, to be holy and blameless before him in love. He destined us for adoption as his children through Jesus Christ, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of his glorious grace that he freely bestowed on us in the beloved.
Mm.
It took me a long time to work out what this whole passage was. When the Reverend Jackie Richardson gave it to me, I said, well, you could have given me something easy to read.
So,
But especially as he's dyslexic as well.
so Philip,
Mm.
thank you for sharing that. And so, have you got the interpretation?
So for me, what that's about, it's about the predestination. So we are all part of Christ, right? The universal. My interpretation is we're all Christ energy. We are the
Yeah,
universal Christ.
yeah,
So it doesn't matter what we're using words. All right.
yes,
Someone else
of
might
course.
call it this, the other.
Yeah,
Everyone has this problem with word with God, and they say the universe.
yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. What do you,
The
stop
universe
this
has the
labeling
universe.
word.
Yeah, the universe has my back. Gaia, the moon,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but it's all the
Yeah,
same
and
thing.
me. Yeah.
It makes no difference. It's just us tripping each other up. We're talking about an energy source that someone, just as we're saying, you said it's about truth. I heard truth.
Yes.
I hear truth in the teaching of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
have. Since I was a child, I used to be in bed and I had this feeling that, and that's before I even knew about him.
Mm,
All right. My journey is not with the person, of course, the person, but not the person. It's about the truth of the word, the sound, the voice.
yeah.
You can live a better life. Love. Very
Yes.
simple.
Yeah. Yes.
And we're
It's an essence.
predestined in that to love
Yeah.
one another,
It
not
is,
to
yeah.
hate one another.
What I get from what you're saying and what you're describing and what you read, and for me, it's essence. It's like I know it's just a word, but that word really resonates with me when I say it. It's
I
like
love it.
the true
Essence.
essence, true
Mhm.
nature, true essence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's it. That is God. That is Christ. That is
Yeah.
the Buddha. That is this teaching, that teaching.
Yeah.
It's coming to the source.
Source.
We always have the thing about the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube has a central mechanism.
Yeah.
So wherever we are doing our work, we work from that central mechanism, right? And that's what we have in common. Of course, sometimes it's hard. I can only speak for myself, but I'm my worst enemy. Telling me to love someone, to trust. This is stuff I'm working on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For me to trust what I've just read, to not doubt it, because there's a healthiness in that too. But I'm talking about the unhealthy trust, the sabotage. That's a really hard path. But what I need to do is I spent my life saying I don't believe in the Bible. I'd never read it.
I think excuse me,
I never studied it.
Yeah, I went to Sunday school. I remember because my dad was he's retired. He was a head teacher. My mum was a teacher at the time, and I recall definitely I went to Sunday school, and I knew there was something. You know what you're describing. You feel like there's something going on, but you're not quite sure what it is. I was really young. You used the word confirmed. I've been confirmed. I was confirmed. I went.
That's the predestined. When
I was
what
11
we're
or
not
something.
good at as human beings is mostly things are unseen and unheard. There are loads of millions of sounds resonating at that moment that we don't hear.
Yeah.
We're affected by it, but we don't hear it. Does that mean it's not there?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't like that, do we? We don't like the
Something that
feeling
we
of
can't.
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
touch
Yeah.
because it brings us into
Is it
self.
tangible? Something that
Yeah.
isn't tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard it said before. It's like gravity. Like we all know we can use gravity. We all know gravity is real for us because we're all affected by it. But you can't see it.
No.
No.
So
Look what's happening here. We are on a little piece of metal with a little microphone shield.
yeah.
Right? There's no connections to you. I mean, if that isn't the unseen traveling through, I mean, what are we?
I know, right? I just think there's a lot of stigma, and I'm going to put my hands up myself because I've really struggled with. I shared about how, I went to Sunday school. Bible study would be part of that, and went to church. But as soon as I could get out of church, when I was in my like early teens, I think, or before my teens. I think I was like confirmed when I was 11. I think I was in the choir even. But as soon as I could get out of church, I did. I think I just joined karate, or, you know, I left. I just wanted to get out of there. And then I went on a long sabbatical of, of being lost on a path, getting into all sorts.
Yeah. Well, it's
But
very similar
yeah,
because I mean,
and
I didn't choose to leave. I was, I left in a different
mm,
purpose. But the point is, the last place I wanted to be is connected with my Christianity. I've
mhm,
explored every spirituality. To me, spirituality is spirituality. It's all the
mhm.
same. I mean, the truth, the essence is the same. You can't have a truth over here and a truth over there. It's all the same,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's just how it is preached to the culture of that time. And you have to educate yourself to understand the history, where it's placed, what the translation is from the Greek to start with.
mm,
All of these, this is what I'm doing. It's about educating myself to expand. You talk about being open-minded. I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
completely closed-minded.
yeah,
It's also part of my reclaiming my uh Christianity, to know if I want to go in that path. Unless I explore it and study it and get it and absorb it, how do I know? What am I
yeah.
shutting my
So I've always put it in. I think I wrote about it in my book. It's like, because like you, I had a closed mind, and then I needed to open it, because quite clearly, quite evidentially, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that my closed mind equated in me wanting to kill myself, and I was in hopelessness and depression, and self-medicating, and you know, I was on my own. I was isolated, and I was cut off, dampened
yeah?
by life, and a victim of it, right? And there I remained for many, many, many years. And then coming into Act Two, I excuse my language, I'm saying it to you. I normally don't excuse myself, but you're vocal coaches. But I woke the fuck up, and 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 um and my mind became open. And for me, spirituality is something that I know, like you've explained in the brilliant way that you have, that I realized that I need to sit with my piano. I need to be at the seat of my piano and play it
I
beautifully
understand it.
and understand it, yeah, and be with it, and nurture it. So that was the beginning of that journey for me. Yeah, it's just reconnecting to a spiritual path. For I can't talk for other people, but for me, I felt there is a lot of stigma that was holding me back. I felt quite even ashamed. I don't know if that's what I'm saying is what it was. I don't know if I was ashamed. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Don't know if I was, but I don't know. It felt like I found it hard to speak my truth and to connect to my truth. Whatever that may be. But I've written about that journey in my book, and the way I try and put it into context is it's like a language. Like, how can I? We say we don't understand language, but it doesn't mean we're indifferent. We're yet to comprehend what them words mean. So I need to learn, like you're saying, you need to study the language, the universal language, so that I don't feel indifferent and separate and less than and not part of something that is all encompassing. I need to lean into it and learn.
And
Yeah.
both of us have had gone into addiction. And what's the first thing you learn when you do your first NA meeting? Open your mind.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? It's the first thing you learn too. You learn God.
Yeah.
We all push it away. Oh my God, what's that one?
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
oh,
And open your mind.
yeah.
That's the two things. That's the first step
Mm,
for getting out of your self-destruction.
yeah, yeah,
Open your mind.
yeah, yeah.
And that, I love opening my mind. I like this
Mm,
exploring. How do you know if you want to choose it?
mm.
it's very easy, isn't it? We say we have choice in life. No, we don't have choice if you don't know what the choices are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I might go down this particular path, and I've studied what it's done for me. I'll tell you what I found in the Christian community is something very different to what I thought. It's just a lot of people studying and trying to live a better life. They're not enforcing anything. It's
Yeah,
completely the opposite.
yeah,
And, it's not self-righteous. It's just, it's a very lovely, beautiful community that's
yeah.
helping the poor, that's helping, it's amazing. And they have truly helped me in my healing. It's been incredible.
It's
But
beautiful.
yeah. And did you know that there's a thing called the quiet uprising, which is
I've
the
not heard of it.
huge, I think it's gone up 20% of young adolescent boys between sort of like 14 and 18 coming into their spiritual Christianity. It doesn't matter what denomination or if it's Buddhism or Hinduism or Sikh, it doesn't matter. Huge uprising in this
Yeah.
country it's called the Quiet Uprising.
There was
I've
a young
actually
lad, wasn't there, that was
Oh,
confirmed with
there were
you?
five.
Oh, there were that's
Five,
yes, there were.
five adolescents
Yeah.
got confirmed with me.
I yeah,
Boys,
Yeah.
like teenagers.
They weren't coming to your church through their parents, whether they came themselves.
They came
Because
with their parents, and the parents saying, "My son would like to come to church. Is it okay?" And then they left.
I
It's,
think
yeah.
I think that there's I mean I can't I've got to be careful what I say because I can't talk about people that I work with, but I've definitely noticed that there's I mean the young people that I work with that could range from 13 right up to right through right through 20s into 30s 40s even and above and beyond, but the adolescents that you're talking about, um definitely, from what I've witnessed, there's more people connecting to a spiritual path, whatever that may be. And I feel like there's, like I'm using the word stigma. I feel like that stigma that's attached and associated to what that could be is being broken wide open now. I think more people.
Well, that's the evilness. The stigma is the dampening
Yeah.
hand of the darkness
Yeah.
going, you cannot empower yourself. You
Yeah.
have to stay in
Yeah.
this place of smallness and
Yeah.
be the miniature you, not
Yeah.
your full capacity, which
Yeah.
takes us right round to being in your fullest capacity.
Exactly. Oh man,
Yeah.
honestly, this is deep and it's good and it's needed, and I'm all for exploring and diving into these conversations because I like to think that these broadcasts that I capture conversations are kind of like a meditation. That's why I don't use video. That's why I don't want to. It's just sound waves. It's a broadcast. So that people can just turn it on, tune in to tune out, or tune out to tune in. I don't know which way around it would work, but you know what I mean? It's like just tune all the noise out and tune into what we're talking about. And I'm really enjoying what we're doing so far. It's really
It's
good.
an interesting word, isn't it? Broadcast. I don't know why. When you said broadcast, broad, which
Did I
means,
did I pronounce it? Did I?
wide, full capacity, full, and
Oh,
cast. It's very interesting.
I've not thought of that before. Did I pronounce
I
it?
heard it in your voice. I heard the truth, David.
Did I pronounce it? Did I?
You
did
don't?
I-
No. It's really fantastic. Your resonance of your voice in this recording is much more centered,
grounded.
and it's because of your voice is a reflection of who you are now, today, in this moment, not
Well,
yesterday. It's now, this moment only.
well,
And
you're
it
both
was
part.
very nice and centered and very beautifully resonant.
Thank you. You're both part of that journey. So look, I really appreciate. Thank you so much for making the time and making a point of reading that. And it was good. We captured a nice little segment there. It was beautiful. And I'm really happy for you. that you've done what you've just done and shared. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I can see the peace. I can see your peace. People listening can't see it. Maybe they can hear it, but I can see it.
I used to pray for it all my life. Peace, please give me peace. Please give me peace. And I found it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Found it.
It's a beautiful thing. So what's the time? We've still got we got time. We got time. We got more stuff to explore, I feel. All right.
I think over to Victoria after us.
Victoria.
Dave.
I've really
Victoria.
stopped. I'm just going to lay down now.
Well, yeah, you're done. You're done, Philip. You can go now. We can leave.
Hi. Over to me.
So I want to let's look into right. So V vibration. Let's talk about V vibration. How you come about, because you've talked about your own journeys, how you met at 18, stage school, school for performing arts, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Or theatre.
and you had your own individual careers, and that's crossed over, and you've worked, collaborated a lot, and you've known each other for a very long time, and it's just amazing that you've founded. Who was it? Who came up with the idea? V vibration.
Philip.
I didn't come up with the idea.
No, but it came to you.
It came to me. It was channeled.
A download.
Yeah, absolute download.
How did
Even to the VV, it came as the star. It was a 6-sided star, and it just parted. And I went, oh, it's 2 V's, like 2 triangles.
Yes.
Literally when I download, it's like, it's multi-dimensional in a flash. And then from there, it all started. I mean, I had this amazing journey of experience of vibration. But if vibration has been a huge part of my life since playing the piano, going to the church. It's a huge thing. But it's all downloaded.
And the V.
Yes.
You got V.
Explain the V.
Vibration.
So the V is very interesting. So if you have a 6-sided star, right, it's 2 triangles.
Yep.
And literally in my mind's eye, it just happened. It just went like this, parted with the tips of the triangle down, right? Which to me are 2 chalices, 2 wombs, 2 V's.
Yes.
Right. But the interesting thing is, so the voice is a vibration, and anything that vibrates creates form. That's just quantum physics, just the way it is, right? And everything that vibrates is sound. Okay. So I had 2 very special female energies in my life, one being Victoria, and the other one being Veronica. And people used to say to me, which V are you talking about? V, oh, it's Victoria. V. I was always Victoria, Veronica, even in person or whatever. So the 2 V's were in my life, starting to create the vibration.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was a very muted person.
Oh, yeah, back then.
I didn't talk a lot.
Philip was not the person he is now.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
No.
I can't imagine.
This person then.
Yeah, I can't imagine Philip without talking with his voice.
No,
that he
completely
has.
mute.
Very, very held back, very held in, very detached.
Wow.
Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've put up with it for years. I'm joking. He had no choice when I met him, did he? Because what am I like? I'm much more out there and physical and tactile and open. So between us, we probably started to rebalance each other, I suppose.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like you guys need to be on stage, but you've already done that part, and
We've done that bit.
Yeah, but I feel like you need to be seen, you need to be heard, which is why.
But the important thing is that those 2 V's, so manifesting the V's, has created V vibration.
Yeah.
So people always say to us, what does it stand for? Well, it could be voice, it could be Veronica, it could be Victoria. I always call her V Victoria. V Victoria, are you there? I always call her Victoria.
Yeah,
I love it.
always.
I love
V
it.
Victoria. I always put on text and emails the V
The
Victoria.
Victoria.
Or her, she knows she likes the word wholeness. She has to
Yeah.
think about, I,
Oh,
you got to be whole.
Oh,
So I call her your royal
wholeness.
wholeness.
So let me ask you, right? I'm going to put you on the spot, both of you. Who's the chief?
Philip, without a doubt. Yeah, no, I think so, because without a doubt, this was very much downloaded to Philip. Now, I might sometimes have to sort stuff out when it's been downloaded, but not so much it's changed and shifted with time working together.
Okay, so this is my take on it. Like, yes, I was downloaded. It's a very big part of my story. Why did I become a vocal coach when I had no voice? Because I had no voice. Right. The reason why I'm a successful voice coach is because I understand restriction.
Mm,
I understand what it's like not to have a voice. So when I hear someone, I go, okay, just do these adjustments. And suddenly they go, how do you do it? I don't quite know how I do it always, but
mm,
it's because I understand not to have a voice. So most voice
yes.
coaches are teaching from a place of, do this. I'm going to demonstrate, copy, do this. Right.
Yes.
I sort of almost like a puppeteer. I'm inside the body.
Yeah.
My, la 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 la.
Yeah.
But when we started running an agency, because I was a voice coach and also run an agency, and because I was so tired of actors being rejected on not getting all the audition. And the reason why they didn't get the audition, because their agent was sending them up for the wrong vocal part.
Yeah.
Or I have women come to me. I'm sorry, I'm saying because it was women.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Be-
of an age, of a
beautiful,
certain age.
fabulous, beautiful women saying, I can't find a career. My career's run out. No one, do I have to have plastic surgery? Do I need to do this? I say, no, you don't. You need to work harder on your voice because you've left your voice behind. It's
Yeah.
the career behind you and you're still reflecting.
Mm,
Start the work.
yeah. Yeah.
And I had this amazing client who said,
Yeah.
my dream,
Yes.
she was she had a hugely successful career. And she said to me, I want to play the lead role in the opera Sweeney Todd, right? Mrs. Lovett.
Yep.
Then I said, then start vibrating that part through your sound. So we have to learn the score. We have to learn it. We have to be in that part before it even comes up. We have to manifest it.
Mm,
3 months later, she was playing the part
wow.
at the Opera House in Ireland.
In Ireland.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From nothing, a stagnant career that happened years ago, someone flapping around, do I need face surgery? Do I need to be younger? Do I need to be someone else? No. You need
Yeah.
to put the work in on your vibration.
So
Let's find it.
So to
Go
land
back
on
to
that,
that.
Yeah.
So go back to where we
So that
were.
we were
When
working.
we were working as the agent.
That's right. We were working in the agency. And when I started working with clients, Victoria started coming. I said, will you come in with the client and see when I was working? And then you started your work on them. And I
The
realized
physicalities
Yeah.
of it and all the rest of it and the emotional, well, that was always there.
there was a fitting together of two life stories. So
Yeah.
yes, I started the V vibration journey,
Yeah.
but then it's like a sort of docking of two spaceships.
yes,
We docked together, and I thought, there's the other half.
I like
There's
that.
the
Yeah.
V. I was on one V.
Yeah,
There's the
yeah,
other.
I love that.
Philip first mentioned this. Oh my God, it must be 20, at least 20 years ago. I can remember you and I being in my bedroom. And we were with my children and we were chatting and
Yeah,
doing
can we
something.
just hang on? Can we just say,
Yeah,
I was in
sorry.
your bedroom. Yes.
With my children. We were doing something.
I am the godfather.
Yeah, he is the godfather to both. And you brought it up. I mean, we even drew. Don't you remember? We drew that what do you call it? Like a tattoo, an emblem.
Yeah.
It was years
that-
ago, and
that was the beginning
That
as
was the
well.
very first.
So,
Because
so
it's predestined. I
Yeah.
understand now. Since going through, so I wanted to give up that many times, David.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know, I have been through a really difficult time, and I'm not the victim. I just have. It's just a
I know.
fact. You know, trauma, child trauma, severe child trauma.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to untangle yourself out of that mess.
Yes.
Right? But I did. But in that journey, you know, I want to give up. I do, but the reason I don't is because, I know it's predestined.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I've always known, but I'm more aware of that today. Maybe ask me next week and I might go, oh no, it's a load of rubbish.
I really relate to what you're saying. It's like what you're saying about the book stuff. You know, it's a similar thing. You know, it's like it was just something that I knew was meant to happen, but I just wasn't. You know, the stars hadn't aligned or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was.
And let's not put sugar coating on this. For us as two founders of this V Vibration, has it been easy, Victoria?
No.
Over to Victoria.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Because we've learned an awful lot, not just about ourselves, about each other. I mean, we thought we knew each other before we started this. But there's another, you know, don't never be lulled into a false sense of security that you don't stop learning, and you don't stop learning about somebody else either,
Yeah,
as well as yourself.
in close proximity with the other. I mean, you've worked and
Yeah.
known each other a long time,
Yeah.
spanning many decades, or I won't say many decades.
No, it is many decades. It's
Oh.
4 of them plus.
Okay, all right. Well, 4 then, 4 plus. But you, this is why it works, is because you know each other's as well as anyone's going to know anyone. I would have thought,
Yeah.
because of that close proximity.
But also, it's a lot of what we talked about earlier. It is about perseverance through adversity. And let's face it, life is not a chocolate box. It's not a chocolate box, chocolates and roses, is it? We all know that. And the older you get, the more you become aware of it.
Sugar's bad for you.
Yeah, and sugar's very bad for my endocrine system. So it's definitely not chocolates in my case.
I'm with you on that.
Also, you know, we have been through a lot of, as everybody does. I'm not suggesting we've been through anything any worse than anybody else, but I've had a roller coaster ride for the last 3 or 4 years with family events, and we have both had to navigate both those things, and work and life and each other.
Yeah, yeah,
So perseverance is a massive thing.
yeah, yeah,
Don't give up.
yeah.
You can't give up on yourself, on what you believe in, on other people.
Because we have grit.
Grit.
We have that.
Grit.
So can I ask you, right? Can I ask you? This come up for me. Just this is download, I guess. What's your? I'm not saying your perfect client, if you call them clients. You know, the person that who comes to you and says, "I recognise that I need some work doing."
I don't, for me, I don't think there is a perfect client. That there are many times that Philip and I have taught a group of people, and obviously you get an immediate impression of people, don't you, when they walk in a room, which is also something people don't realise.
Yep, yep.
And we'll get to the end of the session, I'll go, oh God, well, I think that one's going to be difficult. And you can guarantee that's the one that comes out, opens up the most, and we become really
Yeah,
affiliated, not affiliated, very close to.
yeah.
But my purpose, probably, Philip said about, of course, it's voice. It's this, and my voice has been a massive part of my own journey with singing and losing my voice through a lot of emotion back at the beginning of my life, and when I was younger, and through recognizing that I will allow my voice to be dampened by men, actually, funnily enough. But
yeah,
there we are.
yeah.
For any number of reasons way back. So I won't go into that, because that's something I have dealt with and I'm dealing with. But also, I've lost my thread. Where was I?
We're talking about.
Where was I?
So I love what you were saying. So
Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. Oh, sorry. You might
go.
have
The
to take that
needles
down.
shut.
The needle's just gone through. Everybody's going to get their eardrums shot off with that. What I was going to say is my passion is people.
Yeah.
I believe people buy into people,
Hmm.
and I love working with anybody. There are lots of people. We're all tricksy. We're all complicated because we're human beings. But ultimately, I really enjoy finding, if you like, that's perhaps the wrong terminology, getting a handle on someone.
Mm,
You can always find a way through a breakthrough with someone if you the way you work with them. Like we
yeah.
said earlier, everybody has to be approached and worked on differently.
Yeah.
So
Love
I
that.
could honestly say the majority of people, which sounds crazy, the majority of people we have worked with, I personally feel we've found a bond with,
Yeah. I love that. I
even
really.
in a short masterclass.
Yeah.
I can't say that's true for me. Recently in ours, but in my
Past,
history.
yeah.
Okay, so I can just go retract a little bit. You said about perfect, how perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. I
So,
wasn't. Yeah.
no, can I just, because this is really good.
Yeah. Go.
So when people talk about the voice, they want to try and attain perfection.
Yes.
I'm saying imperfection is perfection because we are imperfect human beings. So we don't want a perfect voice. We want a flawed voice. We want the authenticity of a human being. I stand here saying, I'm flawed. I am not perfect. Okay. Oh my God, for a Leo to say that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
I salute you.
I'm
I
quite happy
salute
to
you.
say I'm not perfect because I understand, I'm on that, on humility and all that. But we're looking for imperfect. It's very hard for us because we all want to be perfect.
Mm,
Right. So often in my having coached a lot of students or professionals, sometimes they want they're standing there, but you become the battle because they know that they have to lower their guard and be imperfect, but they won't. So therefore, it's very hard to communicate with that person if they put these barriers up. And a lot of our job is about going, not the voice, it's
mm,
going
Bring
through
the
that
barriers
process of
down.
yeah.
lowering your guard. Because
Yeah.
my personal journey in life is I can't be vulnerable because the world is very unsafe.
Yes.
That's a really hard one for me. So I understand when you're working at the essence of someone, which is their sound, their vibrational frequency,
Mm,
that is the essence,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
is vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's imperfect in its perfection.
Yeah. 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 I love what you're saying, and I really relate to it because it's like I said before. We do different. What we do, we do different things in areas of what we do in our lives. But there's a lot of similarities because what you just described, I have to come up against that as well, and I have to break through those barriers, those blocks, those reservations, all of that stuff to connect to the people that I'm working with. Um, so I really, really love what you're sharing. And I also, I couldn't help but think of my own experience working and engaging with you guys when you was coaching me. And I must admit, I thought I was confident, but it is a mask. Whenever I've got my confidence, some of it is authentic, some of it's a mask, I feel. And I feel I know when it's either or. I think I do anyway. I believe I do.
Have awareness.
Yeah, I have awareness, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but casting my mind back to the process that we engaged in when I was being taught by you both, I certainly had a lot of vulnerability. A lot came up for me. I had some blocks that came up for me that I had to break through.
Yeah.
That I thought maybe I'd already broken through. So more will be revealed. and I kept learning. I keep evolving, and there's more. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more.
There is.
It's eternity. The promise of eternity is there.
Yes,
That's where the promise is.
yes, yes.
You know,
Promised land of tomorrow. It's always like
yeah.
tomorrow.
When if we reach the end, that oh my goodness, no. Let me have that exploration, that expansion. We're so scared to, or I am so scared sometimes to expand, take my space, take my place in the world.
Yeah. It's
It's been a
scary.
big personal journey from coaching someone's voice to actually saying, actually, I'm here too. I'm not just your coach.
Yeah,
I am here in the world.
yeah. I love that. It's a scary thing, isn't it? To be seen, to be heard.
Yeah.
But it's great when you step into it.
Yeah.
To trust it
Absolutely.
and to trust it, I feel like we're coming towards the end. I feel like we could keep going and keep going and keep going. I don't know if my voice can keep going,
You can do
keep going.
part 2 of the podcast.
100%. But I do want to capture just for the end, just for the last sort of the last thing that we land on, and then we'll close it down. What does the future hold for you both?
No, he's pointing at me and I'm pointing at him. Well, taking this out into the world and helping, for me, helping as many people as we can find their voice, find their freedom, find their authenticity,
Yeah,
and help them to manifest, which we're finding, ourselves with our own work and our own life,
yeah,
manifest their life the way they want it.
yeah. Philip?
Mine is to be a clear conduit, to be the clear channel. So getting out of the way of myself. There's a wonderful saying, if you get out of the way can come through.
Yes.
And that, I want to be a clear pianist sitting on this beautiful Steinway, take that ego away and play from the gods, the angels, the heavens, the universal energy that I've been destined to be, to touch, move, inspire, love, but in the clearest form. I've got a long way to go, but we're on the journey. Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, look, thank you. And look, I just want to say, I've said it already, but I'll say it again. What you just said. I've been touched by you. I've been touched by you, Victoria. In that way, you've reached me. It's resonated with me. And it's a beautiful thing. And I just really can't say enough how much I really, really respect and admire what you're doing and how you do it. It's really great. It's really great work what you're doing. So we'll put in the descriptions everything on your profile. You're on social media, right?
Yeah.
We are, yeah.
So people can check you out, what you're doing.
Yeah.
You've got a profile online. You're doing a lot of you do one-to-one stuff. You do group stuff. You do corporate. You do right across the board, right?
So yeah, we have what we call is VV Life, V Vibration Life, which is about finding your voice for the everyday person. Don't think that you're not included, because you are, everyone.
Yeah.
We have V Vibration Business, which is for the business community. And we have V Vibration Artist, which is for artists and creatives.
Yeah.
Everyone's included in V Vibration.
Yeah.
It is,
Love that.
we are inclusive.
A V vibration party.
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
Love a party.
Do you feel you want to add to anything? Do you feel like we've got what we need to get?
Absolutely. And it's been lovely to chat, talking to you, Dave, as always. And thank you too for bringing so much to us and always being
Oh,
such a great advocate
mm,
for us.
it's a
We
pleasure,
really
man.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's all.
Well done for using your voice
Yeah, absolutely. But
to
with
communicate what you want to communicate and get that out into the world. So
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done.
Thank
We all
you.
have a voice. Let's use it.
Yeah,
Even if it's not audible, we all have a voice, whether it's a body language or writing, music, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an audible voice, but we all have a voice.
yeah,
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
the voices be heard. Yay!
yeah. Love that. Love that. Got to just find it. Just got to find it, haven't we?
yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, on that note, I'm gonna bid you farewell. There's a bit of sadness in my heart,
Oh,
but I'll see you soon. We'll speak soon.
we will see you soon. Lots of
Okay.
love.
Yeah, lots of love to you guys. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
take
See
care.
you later.
Yeah.
Love.
God bless.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.